Here are a few ideas about business process. I think most of us and most of you know about them, that in essence it is the business process associated with actions executed in special order or logic, and this logic constitutes a new substance that unavailable in any of these actions. That means if you collect actions together, it's not a process. So when you call it a process, there is something more than actions. This is a self-contained business value. Why? Because you can use this value, the logic of the process, and use it anywhere else with absolutely different providers for the same activities in the process steps. So business process is predictable and repeatable, and business process is very robust. That's the major value of the business process. But it is inflexible, because the major idea of the business process management is to minimize fluctuations everywhere in the process. Otherwise, we have a threat to the outcome of the process. This, unfortunately, for the process. And another thing is about ownership. If the process ownership tries to acquire and control everything, any sub-process, any sub-activities which may threaten the outcome of the process. That's why we have these hierarchical structures in the companies, to minimize changes. Well, what innovations we're talking about that? How can this structure allow any innovation any other way than if the top management say, yes, go ahead? Then the whole structure started to move. But if you design the process for the sunny day, for one straightforward run, it's one thing. If anything changes in this situation, and you don't have alternative branch for handling such situation automatically or by reporting to the knowledge working, like Keith told today about ACM, adaptive case management, then your work is broken. So when you automate something or make a process an implementation of the service, you have to think about every possibility in every point. How to do this, it's a different story and different presentation, probably going in another room right now. It's about modeling. But what I'm trying to say, when you're talking about the service, the consumer interested in two things only. Don't believe anybody who's saying there is one more, like interface. No, interface is a secondary thing. The two things are what business functionality a service can bring to you, and what the outcome of the service. If you agree that this is what you're looking for, if it is what you need, then you start looking into how to engage the service, what the interfaces has to be used. So all this technicality below. But the first major decision is, it's a business logic of the service, business functionality of the service. But if you look at the process and at the service, as a consumer, you cannot distinguish between them. They appear to you the same way because you're not aware about internal kitchen, of process or service. You see only the functionality and results. So one of my major outcome of this presentation is a statement that a business process is a business service to the consumers. However, opposite is not always true, because we have very simple actions that implemented as a services. So in service-oriented enterprise, everything is a service. Implementation of these services may be a process, and the process may engage other services or providers that deliver certain values in the intermediary steps of the process.